Hello, 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 everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Hey, Robin, number one. Hey, PG and Chat. Hey, 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 girl. Good to see you. And Miss Justice, number two. All right, PG. Hello, hello, prayers. Much love, girl. God bless. Much love back to you all. And Chris, number three. All right. Hello, PG. Much love, prayers. Amen. Amen. And let me see. Oh, there it is. There it is. Spread the love. Says, hello, PG. So glad to see you. Coming in. God bless our sweet PG and Summer's Army. Amen, girl. Amen. You are number four. Number four. God bless. All right. Let me say howdy to the rest of the people in here. There's our brat. How you doing? How you doing, sweetie? And what did you say? Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry. Solomon, how you doing? D, good to see you. Florida girl, good to see you. Patty Ponytail, the other Sharon. Oh, wow. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I heard something about Sebastian's case. Um, I guess the feds, right? The feds supposedly put up a 50,000 reward for him. 6 months down the road. But I guess they put up a 50,000 reward, and for anyone with any information on his case, the legendary, how you doing? That's amazing. That's amazing. Obviously they're trying to entice someone. They're trying to entice someone to come forward, right? I would think so. Hey, Butterfly Kisses, how you doing? 77 riding solo. Anna, good to see you, hun. Oh, there's Molly. How you doing, Molly? Good to see you, girlfriend. Jersey, how you doing, sweetie? There's Beth Ann. Hey, girl, I see you. Stephanie, how you doing? There's Dorothy. Oh, that is beautiful. Much love, PG. Love you. Hey, girl, I love you guys too. You know it. You know it. Hey, CJ. There you are, Texas lady. Good to see everybody in here. Yeah. Good to see you, Stephanie. We hope you're doing good too, hon. We hope you're doing good. Hey, Karen, how you doing, honey? How you doing? Oh, that's so sweet. Brad, good to see you. Hope you had a wonderful day today. Oh, that's so sweet, Molly. Oh, Texas lady says much love to all. Amen. Yeah, but that's what I was hearing. That's what I heard is they supposed to come out with 50,000 reward for Sebastian. I don't really do Sebastian's case. Justin, he really took to Sebastian's case, and I haven't really been I haven't been called to cover Sebastian's case. I mean, I do keep up with it. But I really don't. I don't cover it. And but I think I don't cover it because it's pretty cut and dry, right? It's pretty cut and dry. Um, I think that's why, you know, I'm not overly interested in the case because it pretty much solves itself, if you ask me. And the only thing in Sebastian's case that, you know, would concern me, um, as in, um, Katie not being involved. In my opinion, Katie and Chris, in my opinion, are, all involved. Um, but the only the only other thing that would have concerned me on his case was the fact that they let him go into men's restrooms. And his dad, Seth made a statement that he would say, weird stuff to other people in there, right? Like to other men inside the men's restroom. And I didn't find that funny at all. I didn't find it funny because, if you stumble upon the weirdo, right? If you stumble upon a weirdo in one of those bathrooms and you say something like that to them, they might be like, sure, what's your address? Um, and like make a date. And, for the child to kind of come out of the house, right? To come out of the house. So I don't know. That's the only thing that really concerned me. And, in this whole Sebastian, if it wasn't for that particular statement from Seth, well, I'd be like 150% on, you know, what sounds most logical. And even with, Sebastian going into, men's restrooms saying things like that, even with that, per se, that happening, um, there was absolutely no signs, no scent outside the house of him. I mean, even if he made a date to go out of the house at, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning to meet up with someone, per se, well, the dogs would have picked up his scent, especially with him being barefooted, no shoes. The dogs would have definitely picked the scent up, from whatever door he went out of. Um, it'd have followed the scent out to the road where he would have gotten into someone's vehicle. And there was no scent outside, to my understanding, no scent outside the house whatsoever of Sebastian. Um, there was scent inside the house and there was scent in the garage, right? The garage had plenty of scent of Sebastian, which was kind of weird, if you ask me. Like, I mean, how much time do kids spend in the garage? I don't know. But that means that, he was taken from the garage. He was, taken in an automobile from within the garage, if you ask me. That's the only way, it's the only other way I could think of him being took out of there. Because Katie pulled into the garage that evening and Katie left out of the garage, that morning. Um, and the only scent, of Sebastian was inside the home and the garage. So that tells me that, he didn't open no doors and just walk out, or they'd have been scent of him somewhere out there. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, law enforcement's always dropping the ball. I mean, they dropped the ball on Summer's case big time. Like, they dropped the ball on Summer Moon Utah Wells case day one. Day one. The second they arrived, they totally destroyed the crime scene, right? They totally destroyed a crime scene because they didn't know how to think past the end of their nose. So they destroyed it. And, you know, if you don't know what the hell you're doing, call in professionals that do, right? You need to, that's why they have TBI. That's why they have the, you know, the feds, the FBI. That's why they have other branches. When a, you know, a small town sheriff's office isn't capable of handling something big, you know, that's why they reach out and bring in professionals so that it can be handled the way it needs to be handled in order to be solved. But, you know, these law enforcement, their head's too big, their heart's too small, right? Their ego. They worry too much about their ego and just don't have the heart to truly help the victims. And that becomes a big problem. That becomes a big problem in getting a lot of cases solved. And that's pretty much what went down. You know, you had Ronnie Lawson and Pruitt and you know, these backwooded sheriffs that came in there and they just, you know, oh, I think she just must have wandered off. That's the most logical thing. I mean, this is you know, a secluded area and no, this isn't somewhere where somebody's going to get, you know, abducted or anything like that. This is just too far out in the boom, and nobody's ever come up missing around here. So she must have just ran off somewhere and wondered, we're gonna find her. And then they go stomping all over everything and, you know, just made one hell of a mess out of the crime scene. That's what they done. And, you know, and Don and Candace and Grandis was a helping too, right? And JodiSue. You know, once they got Don and Kansas's dogs, you know, all locked up and put away, and well, JodiSue decides to come down on the road with hers, right? She decides to bring that ass down on the road with her dog to screw it up. While the search dogs are searching, she's down on the road with another damn dog. I mean, they're doing everything they can to totally destroy, you know, some are being found or the clues needed to what happened to her. I mean, it looks to me like these people were purposely, right? They were purposely destroying this little girl's case. You had JodiSue and Andy's and you know, the Wells and Fred Hill. You had all of these people working together to totally destroy this child being found, the answers being found to what, you know, truly went down and happened to this child. So it was a real mess. And, you know, law enforcement, once you drop the ball, is really hard, like super hard, you know, to regain. It's, you know, basically you can just say that, you know, the evil ones made a touchdown, right? Instead of law enforcement. You know, but law enforcement, you know, destroyed themselves by not thinking past the end of their nose and doing what needed to be done within the first 24 to 48 hours. I mean, you've got 24 to 48 hours to, you know, interrogate these people, right? You got 24 to 48 hours to start pulling these people in, really interrogating them for the answers, taking fingerprints, you know, getting the search dogs in there, you know, looking for real clues as to what happened in this situation. And, you know, and after 72 hours, you pretty much lost ground. And, and how they lost all of that. They lost all of that. They lost all of that, June 15th on 2021 in the, before it even got freaking dark, right? Before it even got dark, they done screwed it all up. So, and then once they tried to, their biggest mistakes, Ronnie Lawson's biggest mistake was not calling in Child Protective Services to take the boys for questioning, and separating Grandis, Candace, and Donald immediately into separate, squad cars, and taking them in to be questioned, to be interrogated ASAP. There should have been no damn waiting, right? There should have been no waiting. I'm sure that everybody wasn't needed at 110 Ben Hill with flashlight searching. I'm sure they had enough people searching where a few could have took the time to really get some damn answers, right? And while they had Don, Candace, and Grandis down at headquarters interrogating the hell out of them one by one, then, forensics should have been in there taking fingerprints, inside and outside the basement door, inside and outside the freaking kitchen door, right? They should have been taking fingerprints on the groceries that Candace said Summer was helping to put away to see if her fingerprints were on any of those particular groceries, right? There's a whole lot they could have done, and they dropped the ball on it. They dropped the ball, right? I would have indeed knew if that child was in that house or was not in that house that day. They wouldn't have lied to me. I'd have went in there and got shit done. And none of them would have been on the hill. The hill would have been roped off. It had been roped off. And they would have been told. They would have been told what hotel room to go to, because they wouldn't have been allowed back on Ben Hill Road until the investigation was over. And I would have went through every one of those vehicles, right? Don Wells' vehicle would have been, put up on a tow and pulled in for forensics, due to the fact that he parked it all the way down at the end, right? Due to the fact he parked it all the way at the end of the road. So, for some oddball reason. And I want to know what that oddball reason is, that he's all the way down at the end of the road instead of with that vehicle up on the damn hill where he belongs. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to be a law enforcement, you better be thinking like law enforcement. And the problem is when people like Ronnie Lawson keeps getting voted in as sheriff, voted in as sheriff, voted in as sheriff, he loses. He, each time he loses more and more and more of his, expertise and want to, really solve things, right? What I'm saying is, he just gets law enforcement. Actually, law enforcement should be like, if you become an officer, it should, you should only be allowed to be an officer for like maybe, I'd say 8 to 10 years. And then you've got to move on, right? You got to move on. 8 to 10 years, that's it. Because, usually, if you take note, when these officers join up with law enforcement, they're slim, right? They're young and slim and looking really good and working hard. And then you go 5, 6, 7 years down the road, and they're starting to get a behind on them, right? And a belly. And once you get like 10 years down the road, you could tell they sit on that backside and ate a whole lot of donuts, drank a lot of coffee, and I don't think they could catch somebody if they wanted to, right? They just all out of shape. They could take off running down the road, but you know, they after about 20 steps, they got to bend over and try to breathe, right? Try to breathe, and they just, they lose it. They lose it, right? If you don't use it, you lose it, and you can tell they're losing it because and that's why, because they're not using it. They became lazy. They became, lazy. And that's a job. That's a job that should be only for the young people, the young men. I think that 10 years is more than enough. 10 years is more than enough. And let some other young people in there have at it. Unless the person, if 10 years comes and they're still super fit and still able to make it through the training, right? Make it through all the training again. Well, they can go another 10. But, if the 10-year mark gets there and they've gotten all out of shape because they wanted to eat too many donuts and coffee, then their asses should be canned. They should be canned. Your 10 years is up, right? If they can't pass the physical, they have no business being there. And I mean mentally, physically, and every other way. It's just how it is. Yes, she did. JodiSue did. She knew every detail from day one. That is so true. Hey, how you doing, Lily? How you doing, girl? God bless. Yeah, I don't know. Exactly. Exactly. The spare tire for the cop car is around their waist. Absolutely. That's true. That's true. I mean, it's just, it is what it is. I mean, these how many of us are at a restaurant? How many of us have been at restaurants, and here there is law enforcement at the restaurant, um, you know, grabbing up stuff and taking off. I mean, a call comes through, they're grabbing up stuff and taking off. We've all, they're supposed to be working, right? They're supposed to be working, but they're eating, they're eating. And it ain't even freaking breakfast. It ain't lunch. It ain't dinner, right? It ain't none of these things. And I mean, it's the middle of the freaking day. And here they are, right? Pulling in and filling up on some food. And that's insane. That's insane. I mean, they should get up in the morning and have breakfast, and then they should have lunch, and they should have and they get off by dinner, right? They get off by dinner time. And they should keep themselves in shape. That's what they're being paid for. They're being paid to keep themselves in shape. They ain't getting paid very much, right? I don't know how the hell they get out of shape like that. I really don't. I don't know how they get out of shape so quick. Because they don't make enough. They don't make enough to be eating like that, right? I don't know what it is. I mean, law enforcement really don't make no money, right? You marry somebody in law enforcement, you're gonna be broke. And I have to agree. We pay tons and tons of money for some guy to carry a freaking football across the freaking field, We pay a ton of money to see somebody carry a football across the field or throw it across the field or kick it across the field. And we pay our law enforcement, our military, right? The people who are really doing something for this country. We pay them pennies. We pay them pennies. They get peanuts. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I mean, we pay Hollywood. We pay, these guys to make movies. Actually, we're paying them for nothing. We're paying them for nothing here lately because all we have is, remakes. Well, and there for a while, it was like Shrek 1, Shrek 2, Shrek 3, Shrek 4, right? Jason 1, Jason 2, Jason 3, Jason 4, Jason 5. I'm like, oh my gosh. It was Scream 1, Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4. It was just remakes. And and that's what they do. That's what they do now. Now it's, they're trying to take all the old movies and bring them into our century, right? How it would be today, the setting would be today. And I think they're just totally destroying, historical history, because the old historical movies, the old movies and stuff, leave them alone, right? Leave them alone, like Anne of Green Gables, right? Anne of Green Gables. The original Anne of Green Gables was a beautiful movie. Wonderful movie to watch. It's, part of history. As in the old films go. And they make a new one, in like today's world, and it is disgusting. It is disgusting. I don't even want to see it, right? It offends my eyes. It totally offends my eyes. I don't want to watch that crap. I mean, don't taint history like that. It's so wrong. Yeah, it's remakes. It's because they ain't got nobody that can think of anything new, right? They don't have nobody that's able to think outside the box. They ain't got nobody able to think past the end of their nose. I mean, there is a lot of really super good movies that could be made, right? A lot of super good movies that could be made and very worthy of watching. But, for one, I don't think any of them's got the brains to put it together, right? I don't think they have the brains to put it together anymore. Well, nor do they have the money. I don't think Hollywood has any money. I think Hollywood's pretty much ran dry, right? I think they ran dry up there. They're up there just trying to survive. And I really, they ain't got nothing. They ain't got nothing. Once upon a time, they had some really, genius people, some really genius people that, that knew how to put things together and produce. They had some really brilliant minded producers that really knew how to produce some really good movies, some good wholesome movies, to be honest. And I think that's the problem with today. People don't want to see that, all that crap. Nobody wants to see that violence. They don't want to see that disgustingness. They don't want to, they don't want it. Hollywood wants it, but it don't sell. It don't sell. I'm going to tell you what sells is good, wholesome movies. believe it or not, people in today's world, they don't want all that drama stuff anymore. That's gone. It's so yesterday. Drama is so yesterday. They don't want, um, any of that disgustingness, the trash of today's world. They don't want it. What people want to see is stuff that's going to make them feel good about, about life, about living. And, that's what they're interested in. People want to go back. They want to go back to the lemonade and iced tea on the front porch, right? They want to go back to, the good old wholesome living and something to get up for every day. And, Hollywood just don't have it. Hollywood don't have it. If Hollywood wanted to make a real good film, well, they'd make a community that picks these boxes up and goes and trashes them and starts coming into the streets again, starts opening their windows again, starts opening their doors again, right? Start living real life again. Putting their time in where it needs to be allocated instead of where it doesn't. Stop wasting their time. Stop, That's what this world wants to see. So if Hollywood wants, if they really want to know what we the people want, well, there's your insight, Hollywood. There's your insight into it. Call me anytime. I got more suggestions. All right. I got more suggestions. But that ain't how they work. They hear it and then they steal it. Right? That's what they do. Please say a prayer for my friend. She's in ICU on a vent. Her husband, she tried to run and collapsed in her driveway. When police arrived, they found her with multiple wounds. Oh, wow. Sorry to hear that. So sorry to hear that. God bless. Yeah. Wow. That's not good. That's not good. Wow. I'm going to tell you, I was thinking about domestic violence today. They were talking about how Florida has such a real high rate of domestic violence. I mean, like higher than ever, right? Like higher than ever before. Florida's supposed to be having a super high rate of domestic violence. And, I was thinking that, a lot of these young people, and even some middle-aged, maybe even some old, I don't know. But, you think at some point you'd learn to get along with your better half. But, a lot of these young couples and some middle-aged, they like to fight, right? They like to argue. They like to argue so they can make up. It's that make up BS, well, if you don't fight, you can't make up. Let me tell you something. Why not just always stay made up, right? Why not always be a joy to be around? Why you got to fight to make up? Why do you got to do that? That's stupid. That's ignorant. And somebody's going to get tired of it. Somebody's going to get tired of it. And, and like Beautiful Sunflower says right there, this could happen. This can happen, or, even worse, even worse, well, this is pretty bad. But, what I'm saying is the person can go past, sometimes go past the the other half, and you know, and also destroy the children, the children and everyone in the household as well. You don't know what's going to conspire out of an argument. You don't know. That's why you just shouldn't do it. You just should not do it. Nobody wants to come home to that kind of BS. Nobody wants to be around someone that constantly wants to complain, right? Complain about everything. You know, um, Nobody wants to be around a Debbie Downer. People like to come home, and hear kind words. They like to be built up, not put down. They like to, what I'm saying is, um, people like to hear, if they ain't got it, they like to, they like you to instill in them that they do, even if they don't. That's what I'm talking about. People always want to be built up, not put down. When you're arguing with someone, you're putting them down. You're not building them up. You're not helping anything at all. And you know, words don't heal the way a wound does, right? Words don't heal like a wound. A wound will heal, but them ugly words, they don't heal. They stick in your mind forever. I mean, be careful. Be careful what you say, because your words, will not be forgotten. That's for sure. But that's something I was wondering about. I was like, why does these people just not, you know, why don't they just get along all the time? Why can't they just get along? You know, I know, you know, I know that it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, but I'm going to tell you something. Um, Nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. I know I'm not. I know for a fact I am not perfect. But I'm going to tell you something. I lost my husband. I lost him. And, you know, if I could go back, the few little arguments, the few little things we had, I would have, it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't have happened. But you can't go back and change nothing. And I'm going to tell you, um, at some point you're going to wish, you know, there is people, there's when you lose somebody, you wish you would have treated them better. You wish you would have treated them a lot better. You say, well, if I knew, I'd have did this and I'd have did that. I'd have did all these things my whole life. I'd have did things different. Um, you can't go back, but you can learn from it. You can learn from it. You can learn to do what you wish you'd have done with them to everyone else in your life, right? You can do that. You can, not be rude or mean or argumentative to anyone else. You don't have to have the same regrets over and over and over, right? You can do that. Um, but you see people, oh, I wish I did, spent more time with my mom or my dad. I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. And, you know, well, you can't go back and do it, but you can do it with your kids. You can do it with, your aunts and your uncles. You could do it with your, sisters and brothers. You can do it with, you can do it with the other people in your life, right? You could do it with the other people in your life. So, that's the only suggestion I have, for humans. is to, be kind. Be kind. Kind words go a long ways. A smile goes a really long way. Um, you know, you don't know how much people appreciate love, kindness, and caring, even when they don't want it and you're still giving it. Um, I've met some really cantankerous human beings. Trust me, I have ran across of some really, really cantankerous people. I mean, like, I don't think anyone could get along with them. No one. But you know what? I just continue to be nice to them and continue to be nice to them and nice to them. And I softened them up. I softened them up, you know? And I've had more than one tell me, I really wanted to dislike you, but I couldn't. Why are you so nice? Why do you push so hard to be nice? Do you know being nice could be a fault as well as a blessing? Well, yeah, I know that, but I still choose to be that, right? I still choose to be nice. And I understand fully. I understand the pain of being nice. Absolutely. It has its challenges, for sure. But, they were pretty nice too. They were pretty nice. I've seen people, shocked to see me talking to someone. They're like, they talk to you? Yeah. Oh my goodness. You talk to old meanie so and so? Yeah. They were very disliked because they were so cantankerous. But, you can soften people up. There's good in everyone. There is absolutely good in everyone. And if you keep pushing the ticket, oh, you'll touch their heart. At some point, you'll touch their heart. Trust me. But your better half, you should always be good to your better half. Always be good to them. And, if they're having a bad time, let them know that you understand and that you're there for them. Whatever they're going through, and you'll give them their space. If they need space, give them their space. Right? I'm not going to argue with nobody. Like I told my husband the way it was before we even got married. I said, look, if we get, if whatever we accumulate in a marriage together, other than the children, you can have it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Take it. I don't need it. If something happens, we split up, we don't get along, whatever, have it. But I am taking the children. And, and I don't want child support. We'll split custody. You'll see them be in their life. I'll see them be in their life. There's no reason for us to get married and then, if something goes wrong, we end it with hatred. I won't have that. Like I told him, I needed his word that, that if our marriage did not work out, that we could still be as good of friends after as we was before we got married. And, that's just how we decided and we agreed upon, right? I'm not going to be, I had a lot of ex-boyfriends. I'm still friends with them. It doesn't matter if it was my fault we broke up or their fault we broke up or whatever. Maybe we just weren't meant for one another. It don't matter. I'm still friends with them. They're still friends with me. You know, um, why be ugly? Why be ugly? Don't make no sense to me. That hasn't ever made no sense to me. You know, I'm going to tell you, you could get yourself really hurt. You get yourself really hurt by arguing with people. And you know, people just don't like a big mouth. And they sure don't like it when it's all up in their face calling them names. I got a bad temper. I don't like somebody getting in my face. Matter of fact, that's not a wise thing to do at all. Because, you know, their reactions cause reaction. You know what I'm saying? And that's not a good reaction for either person. And I learned a long time ago also that, you know, people used to come and they'd be like, PG, you sure did, girl, you won that one. No, I didn't win anything. I did not win anything. For one, I did not like altercations. I did not like to have to go at anyone, let alone having them come at me. And nobody won. Nobody won. Trust me. I mean, they're going to, when you're having altercation, people's going to get in their licks. You might get in your licks, but they're going to get in their licks too. And nobody wins. Nobody's going to win that. I mean, that's just stupidity. It's stupidity. Nobody wins. I tell you who the winner is. The winner is the person that walks away before all that shit goes down. The person that walked away and just had no part of it. That's the winner. Because they didn't feel a thing. They didn't feel nothing. Right? They didn't get up the next morning feeling them licks. You know, that's bull crap, man. Don't try to pull the wool over my freaking eyes. Hey, there's my spicy watermelon. There's my wild child, y'all. How you doing?
How'd you know I was a wild child?
Oh, I know. Mama PG knows everything.
Just a couple of questions, PG. Ernie came on about a month ago saying he was going to do a follow-up with you 2 weeks from that last appearance about what he was working on. Did he ever come back and kind of share with you an update for PG and chat? Did I miss it?
I can't remember if he had, because he was on our panel a few times. Ernie's been over here a few times. I can't remember if he had came back or not. To be honest with you, girl, I don't remember yesterday. But he did tell me that because I was chatting with him through Facebook. And I still keep up with him, letting him know, that everybody's praying for him and, wishing the best for him as we do. And anyway, he did tell me that he went down there into Tennessee, and he did, get a lot of insight on a lot of things, inside of there, concerning some of the things that, some people were saying, for sure.
Okay, and my second thing I just wanted to add before I head out and get ready for bedtime is, Ernie, if you're in the chat, come up and give us an update on what you've been working on. Okay, bye PG, bye chat, love you.
Bye girl. Oh, I wanted to let her know Ernie was in jail. I didn't get to mention to her. I didn't want to mention that he was. Everybody in the chat's mentioning. I didn't want to say nothing. I didn't want to put that out on him. I didn't want to put that out on him, but it's out. All right. It's out. All right. Member for 7 months, Common Sense 101. I appreciate that, girl. Hey, PG. Thank you for never giving up on summer. We appreciate you, sis. Hey, girl. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. God bless. I appreciate you supporting our channel. Absolutely. And trust me, we can use it. God bless. God bless. Yeah, they put it out already. I know. I just try to be respectful to Ernie. You know, that's like, I didn't mention, I didn't bring out and mention Bullhorn Betty, being incarcerated as well until it was everywhere, right? It was everywhere. But she's out. She's out. I mentioned it last night. She's actually out, but mainly my mentioning it was, to let people know that, I wasn't out here like Bullhorn Betties and, no, I didn't do that. I basically, just let people know that I think it was sad that someone, for these missing kids, someone that worked so hard and loves these missing kids, ends up in jail. But the evil beings that are destroying these children seem to be walking free. I just wonder sometimes, make that make sense. Make that make sense. It don't make no sense to me. It's like, it's like good people are being, good people are being, reprimanded for being good, right? It used to be, you got a pat on the back for being a good, law-abiding, God-fearing, American upstanding citizen. But in today's world, you get prosecuted, right? You get prosecuted for being a law-abiding, upstanding, God-fearing, human being in this world. And, I hear so many people say, they're afraid. They're afraid to call the law, even if they need them. They're afraid because, they're afraid. When did our society get afraid to call the people that's supposed to be helping us? When did this society get scared? When did law-abiding citizens get afraid to call the law to help them? I don't know. But we're there. We're there, you guys. The criminals are the ones calling the law, right? The criminals are the ones calling law enforcement, right? Oh, hello, Mr. Officer. Yes, I need you out here at this particular address. What's the problem? What's the problem? Well, I'm trying to get into someone's home and they won't let me in. Well, hold on. We'll be out there and make sure you get in. All right. That's probably how it's going to work in the future. Right? I don't know, you guys. That's what's going to happen to the future. Just saying. What can I say? Yeah. Yeah. It's funny. It's funny, but not funny, right? That'll teach you. That'll teach you not to, that'll teach you not to hold your door shut. Right? Oh, shoot. I don't know what's up with it anymore. This world just gets worse and worse as we go. You gotta find the humor in it, y'all. You gotta find the humor in it. If you don't find, you don't find the humor in it, you wouldn't be able to, you couldn't take it, right? I'm gonna tell you, I actually read somewhere depression is real, right? I heard it. I heard it. I seen it. I read it. They said depression is real. I don't know. I don't know if it is or not. Right? I think it's just a word for I don't know what. Can't seem to. I went looking for depression. I couldn't find it. Right? I couldn't find it. I couldn't find anxiety either. I've tried. I'm like, today I'm gonna get me some of that anxiety. Right? That nobody seems to be selling it. They ain't selling it. They ain't even giving it away free. I heard it's a bad thing, but nobody's even giving it away for free. I'm, I guess I just won't ever be able to acquire any of that. Right? I'm going to tell you, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know what depression and anxiety truly is. Um, I really don't. I think it's a couple words somebody made up in order to cheat me out of $150 an hour. Right? I think it's a couple words. I think it's a couple of damn words somebody made up so they could cheat me out of $150 an hour. If you ask me, because I'm going to tell you something. What they call depression and anxiety just seems like fucking life. Right? It just seems like life. Just to me, it's just that, feels like that kick in the ass you get once in a while called life. Right? This too shall pass. I'm going to keep my $150 from now on. I'm going to keep it. I think they done cheated me out of enough trying to figure out what the hell depression and anxiety is. And if I'm trying to figure out what it is, then ain't no way in hell I got it. Right? Oh no, you guys. Everybody in the world's different. We're all different. So they had to make up a lot of different things to label us with. Right? Had to make up a whole lot of things to label us with. No shit. It cracks me up because sometimes I'll be talking to somebody and they'll tell me that they got this and they got that. They got one thing and another. And not to be rude or anything, but sometimes I want to ask them this one question. How does that make you feel? Right? And how does that make you feel? Oh, shoot. Miss Mally is taking a long break from YouTube. She's resting. Miss Mally is resting. Um, it got too overwhelming. It got too overwhelming out here for her. And, um, I think somebody convinced her that she might have some anxiety and depression. All right. I hope she keeps her $150 too. Because I don't think that's what she got. I think she just got what they call everyday life upset, right? I think she's upset with some, AHs, and that were really cruel to her. You know, I mean, evil has his way, man. Evil has his way, right? And it attacks the best of us. Evil is always lurking somewhere, right? To pounce on people. And and they love to pounce. They love to pounce. Um more so, on individuals that they think they can get away with pouncing upon. And it's up to us to show them they can't. It's up to us to show them that they can't. You might think I'm weak, but bring it on, bring it, right? Bring it, because we're ready for it. We're ready. We wear our steel toe boots. Yeah, sometimes you got to turn the page. Absolutely. You know, that's me. I think life is like a big adventure, right? I don't know what tomorrow holds. Hell, I didn't even know what today was holding, right? Everything's a surprise to me. Everything's a surprise to me. I just I just live. I just live. That's it. You know, I don't know what I'm going to be doing the next 5 minutes, right? I have no idea. When I get up in the morning, I just get up. I say, God, thank you for another day. And I don't know what that day holds. I have no idea. The only thing I know that God went before me. Jesus is going with me. The angels are watching over me. And hey, I just hope I make all the right choices as I proceed. Sometimes I don't. A lot of times I don't. Most of the time I don't. That's the truth. Um, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, if you're okay with God, then you're okay with yourself. You're okay with yourself. I I just, like I said, I have no idea what each day holds. I just thank God that I got up, that I have another day. And I'm going to tell you, I do whatever comes, whatever happens, happens. I mean, I'm not going to worry about it, right? If somebody drops the jug of milk in the kitchen, I don't start screaming, oh my God, you dropped the milk. I don't care. I actually find it funny. I'm like, damn, who's going to clean that up? Right? I guess the mop. I'm glad I'm not the mop. Right? So, with that thought in my mind and being glad I'm not the mop, it don't seem so bad. Right? Look at the sunny side. That's what PG does. I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to tell you, when you have walked through so much hell in this life, you know people that really walk through hell. You know the folks that haven't ever really walked through hell because they complain about everything. But folks that's really walked through hell, hey, I'm going to tell you, them people don't complain about nothing. They don't complain about anything because they know there isn't nothing in this world to complain about. They've seen such horrible things in this life that nothing can shock them. Nothing in this world could be worse than what they've already been through. And, so they take everything lightly. Nothing bothers them. Those are the people that's really been through something. Yeah. Yeah, don't you though? I agree with PG. I wake up in a different world every day. Absolutely. And this world amazes me. I love to see this world. I really love to observe. People say, have you seen God? Yeah, I see God all the time. I see God when I look in the mirror, right? I see God when it's cold outside and I breathe and the smoke comes out. I see God. That's the breath of life, baby, that he put in me. I see God. I see God when I look at my children. I see God when I look at the grass, and the trees, and the flowers, at all that he created in this world. I see God when I see how big the sky is and how little the people are on this earth. I see God all the time. They say, well, can you talk to God? I sure can. Through Jesus Christ, his son. I can talk to God whenever I want to. Absolutely. Don't tell me nothing about my God. They say, well, do you know God? Of course. That's why he gave us a Bible. He gave us that Bible so we get to know him. We know what he wants us to do and what he doesn't. Right? He gave us that Bible to show us the best way to live, and we should be doing it. Of course I know God. Of course I do. His son came here and gave us a lot of insight about the Father. Right? Of course we know God. Right? We know he's in heaven. We know all the things he made. We know the 10 commandments he left for us to follow. We know he loves us. He cares about us. He created us. Of course we know God. Absolutely. I'm going to tell you. A lot of people want to try to get you on those, Have you ever seen God? Of course I have. See him all the time. I see God all the time. I see him in everyone, especially people with really good hearts, a light in their eye, smile on their face, kind words come out of their mouths. Of course. I see God in everything good. Absolutely, because he's good. Right? Because he's good. Absolutely. Man, I tell you, you can see God all the time. If you look for him, if you're looking for him, you'll find him. Seek and thou shalt find. Right? Just the way it is. But anyway, JodiSue wanted to know where this cave was. That's what I want to talk to you guys about tonight. JodiSue wants to know where this cave is. Why? Why does she want to know where this cave is? Let's listen to what she says to Ernie.
Sparkle, cat. You're looking awful pretty tonight. Did your date come finally? Did you get a date?
Not. I was out mechanicking and doing other.
You ready to have that coffee, baby doll? You ready to have that coffee?
I was out mechanicking. She was out mechanicking. What's the matter? Your truck won't. What mechanicking was she doing? Her truck won't run to pull her trailer 2 feet over onto somebody else's property, right? That she wants to be on. I don't know.
Sure, Ernie.
How you want me to do it? How you want to do this?
I don't know where you at.
Well, I have to come to you. I have to dress up like the old man, you know.
I don't know why you're dressing up like an old man, but gas station coffee exists.
I just have to these days, time. So tell me about this cave system that don't exist.
It doesn't exist in Beach Creek.
Okay.
It doesn't. We've been through this before. That's where your earlier piece came from, and I
So-
gotta tell you,
Does JodiSue not understand that in Laurel Run Park there's actually like not like a cave that runs like for miles, but there is caves. There is, like cavemen used to live back in a cave, right? On the walls, if you go inside of some caves, like ancient caves, there's actually, writing and so forth inside there that, from hundreds and hundreds of years ago, right? There's stuff in there. Because people once inhabited, caves, basically cutouts in the rock, right? That's what they call a cave. It's cut out in the rock. Laurel Run Park, that's what Cotton was running around finding up in there was the different little caves and hiding areas that you could find. That the water had washed away and turned into like a cave, a type of cave with the ledge, and you can go back in it. And I think JodiSue very much knows, about the freaking, the holes back inside them hills and mountains and stuff that are, considered caves, where bears and, tigers and lions and bears and I guess monkeys live, right? Yeah, monkeys. That's funny. I'm gonna tell you, Beach Creek is no jungle. It's no jungle. But Fred Hill sees monkeys, right? He sees flying monkeys. That's hilarious. And shadow people. He sees shadow people. That's amazing.
So tell me about it, JodiSue. Let me turn your volume up. I can't hear shit you're saying.
Yeah, I'd hate to have a repeat of the lowered and.
There you go. Go ahead.
So anyway, Ernie, how many years do you think we gotta
He put his avatar up because he couldn't stand seeing her no more. Ernie's a trip.
do this? Last time you went on about the caves, they weren't there. You couldn't have been in them. Cell phone signal. Blah blah blah.
I didn't have no cell phone signal.
Anyway, and
Why did you? Whoa. You just said you couldn't get in them because there's no cave. There was no cell phone service. You just told on yourself that they do exist.
I didn't know.
Yeah, you don't have to have cell phone service to take a video. Like if you got your phone, you could take a video without any, cell phone service. You can take pictures with your phone without any cell phone service. I mean, there's a certain amount of stuff you could still do and put out, and upload and put out here. I mean, he ain't going in the cave to call somebody, right? It's not like he went in there and called somebody. She's hilarious.
Ernie, what are you doing right
That's
now?
what you just said. You said you couldn't have been in them because you don't have no cell phone service. Because they
Hey,
do exist, Jody. You just said
I've
it.
heard enough. I've heard enough of your voice tonight as I've been going all your pretty calls and your trial shit and everything. Because, I mean, it's just how this is
Oh,
going.
God, it ain't nothing, is it?
No, it's crazy, Ernie. How do you feel about fires, man? Anyway, so whether you're allowing me to be heard or not, Ernie, there are no caves in there. There are no cave systems that run 8 miles that you can walk through and be in or splunking through Beach Creek. End of story. There's no tunnels under Candace and Dawn's house. There's no some sort of railroad system of children happening. None of that garbage. And you know it. Quit lying to these people.
Jody, this is where I bust your ass for a long
Go
time.
ahead. How about you come pick me up?
For one, Ernie wasn't ever the one that started the rumor that there was some kind of, tunnel underneath the Wells property leading somewhere. He didn't ever start that. That wasn't him that started it. That was people like Cam and Allie's and those people that were up there running around on the Wells property was the ones trying to put that stuff out, for self-gain, for clicks, likes, views. There was no truth to it. There was up on the hill, there was a shed. Actually, it was the original house. At one time. And it had an old root cellar, right? It had an old root cellar. As a lot of old homes did. But that was the house. That shed, what they used for a shed, was at one point the main freaking house, right? Up there on 110. That was the original freaking place the people lived in. They were burning wood and stuff to stay warm and they were living like pioneers, right? They was living like old pioneers in there. They had the old root cellar to keep all the stuff, the canned goods and potatoes and apples and all the stuff. They hung stuff down there to get them through the winters. And so there was an old root cellar down in there, and law enforcement, Don and Candace, said they couldn't find a key. They didn't know where the key was. So law enforcement had to break the lock off to get down in that, right? But it was so spider webbed up that you could tell no one been in there. No one has been in there for like ever and so many days. And a place like that is dangerous because, in places like that, the floorboards get really weak and they start to eat away, right? And a child could walk in there or even an adult, and boom, they disappear, right? They fall down into that root cellar on top of a bunch of stuff, could really hurt them. That is dangerous. But that's the only underground thing that they found, right, at the Wells house, was the old root cellar. Other than that, nothing has been. I mean, I know people have said, "Oh, there's trap doors and all this stuff in the floors in that basement," and no, absolutely not. That's just insane. That's insane. And but don't blame Ernie. Don't blame Ernie for other people's. That stuff was circulating everywhere. Way back at the beginning of Summer's case, that kind of stuff started circulating. It had nothing to do with Ernie. Ernie wasn't hollering, "Hey, there's an underground railroad behind, under Wells' house." No, that's insane. That's insane. But JodiSue doesn't know. She doesn't know what she's talking about. JodiSue really, really does. She's really weird because she doesn't want anyone prying into anywhere on Summer's behalf, right? She's really, really weird. She don't want none of the properties inside Ben Hill Road being checked. She don't want, she don't even want law enforcement. She don't even want law enforcement in there checking things, let alone, outsiders, just normal, searchers or anything. She's just, what? Why is she so weird when it comes to Summer's case? Why is she so weird? Right? Why is she always trying to be a holdback, a drawback to Summer being found? That's my question. As far as Ernie goes, I like Ernie. I like Ernie because Ernie is for the missing children. Ernie has no records of ever hurting or doing anything bad to a child whatsoever. He's always, always tried to do his best, to get answers. I mean, Benny Keys was, smoothing up to Candace, Donald, even Grandma, right? Benny Keys was down there smoothing up to all of them, including old Granny. And he didn't get half the information or half the stuff out of these people as Ernie has gotten. Ernie, barely got with Candace, and he got more information out of her and asked harder questions than Benny ever did. And Ernie kept everything about Summer, about Summer's case, where Benny said, if you talk about Summer, you're going to be blocked. You're going to be timed out. You're not going to come in here. This is just a good time with Candace. Ernie didn't say that. Ernie said, we're going to talk about, about this little girl. This is what I'm here for. And, if this ain't what you want to talk about, then, I just don't want to talk to you at all. And Candace knew it. So, he was getting the information for Summer. And just like with JodiSue, JodiSue decided that, she wanted to pull a Candace and try to get all up close and personal with Ernie. And Ernie's like, no, what information can we get out of you for Summer's sake? Now, I know a lot of people don't like Ernie, and I respect that. But, I ask for the respect, for the same respect where I'm concerned, because I do like him. I like the fact that, he went on another creator's channel and they tried to pull him to the Don and Candace side. And he said, I can't believe that you are taken up for number one suspects. I can't believe that, you turned your back on the victim and being a turd pump sucker. I can't believe, and don't ask me to be doing it. Don't ask me to go there. And I have all respect for that. Absolutely. I do. Now, I don't know what people's beef is with Ernie. I'm sure everybody's got different scenarios as to what their dislike with Ernie is. And I think Benny was working on getting Candace pregnant. Maybe. I don't know. I heard he almost had triplets one night. He had 3 of them all wanting to they was all wanting to be his, baby's mama, right? And so he'd had triplets all lined up, right? Same day, same hospital, because it was all in the same night. I don't know. But yeah, right. And I heard the hotel threw them out because they were going to have to disinfect the pool because, Benny put it out there in society of Candace's, you know, on 10-year bath being taken inside their pool. And they're like, oh my goodness, the ratings of the hotel went down, right? And they had to clean the pool, throw them out and clean the pool up. It was awful. It was just awful. Like everybody was like trying to inquire, where's this place at? Because I don't want to go there. Right? And I can't say I wasn't on that list of please don't let me ever show up there. That's for sure.
Right now, and you take me to these caves that exist in Beach Creek. Take me, Ernie. I'll go with you. Show me.
You gotta have some good
I'm
boots
sure
on.
those more than friends who lived here your whole life. Show me, Ernie. Teach me your way.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on a second now.
Hey, Candace. I heard when you was working at the do not drop in. Right. And that's the name. That's what the name of it should have been, is the do not drop in. But I heard when you was working there, you was telling somebody else, show me, teach me, while you were rubbing your backside all over their clothing. Yeah. True story. JodiSue. I heard your old man was the bouncer watching you go around trying to use different men for toilet paper. Right? Yeah. And you get angry when they try to push you away. When they try to push you away, you get angry. Like you had some kind of right to be rubbing your freaking dirty backside on them. Straight up true story. I'm going to tell you what I was told. They said that it was so disgusting they had to go home. Throw those clothes in the garbage and take a bath. Right?
Charlie, can you take over for a second? I gotta grab something.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead,
I mean, y'all just heard me ask him. If he knows where somewhere at, none of us do. And we've lived whole lives, generations before us, and all the maps you could ever, hundreds of years of our families settled in there, including monsters. And all the big boys, bad equipment, and all the drones, and all the ground penetrating and everything, and all the old timers, all the thousands of churches and 8 miles in Beach Creek. Well, shit, then Ernie needs to come get me, and I'll go with him. Tell me where they're at. We'll walk through them together. If he does that right now, I'll tell him everything I know about Summer's case. Every little fucking detail. If he can show me.
Well, that wouldn't be much, would it, JodiSue? That wouldn't be much. And then what? What could you tell Ernie about Summer's case that you haven't already told and retracted? What could you tell him? What could you tell him? It wouldn't be the truth. Oh, Andy's the last one that saw Summer's body. Oh, I retract that. Andy, ask him what he was over there selling to them kids, and he was selling to Candace, and it wasn't the goody good. Tell him what else was he selling besides goody good to Candace to sedate those little girls. Not just Summer, but other little girls as well. Oh, retract it. So what could you tell him? What the hell could you tell him? that you ain't already told and retracted? That's what I'd like to know. Why don't you tell us? Huh? Biggest liar ever. Biggest liar ever right there, right? You stuffed this little girl. You stuffed this little girl for self-gain. That's what you did, JodiSue. You used this little girl in order to get that non-working, low-life, trashy behind off that hill when your old man took off and left your ass sitting high and dry with no place to go. You used this. Oh, Summer came along just in time, didn't she, JodiSue? She was like a prayer answer to you. Because you know the trailer you're sitting in, you thank Summer for that. For all those eat out meals you were ordering up, you thank Summer for that. All the freaking wish list and gifts people were sending, you thank Summer for that. All the damn donations, you thank Summer for that. You are sitting in Summer's freaking trailer. You're sitting in her mobile home. You were eating her food. You were living off of this little girl's back. How does that make you feel? That little girl was paying your bills. You're a real piece of trash. And you know something? You ain't told one lick of truth to help her at all, that you ain't retracted. Even Dom Wells bathing with her. You tried to retract that shit too. All you do is retract everything. You're a fucking liar. You're worthless. Come up on Ernie's acting like you some freaking body, demanding he take you to some cave. What did you know about the box, JodiSue? Did you feel that there's a box somewhere that you might like to get to and for some type of collateral yourself? Is there a box that does exist? Oh, did Andy already move it out of the freaking loft out there in that nasty shed where he removed the grills, the TV, and everything else? Oh, if you knew it was in there, you might have done had it. But now it's somewhere else again. And you're just hoping Ernie leads you to it? Or you're hoping you go with him to make sure he don't find it? What's up with you? What's up with you? Why are you interested? Why are you interested? Do you know about the box? Do you know about it, JodiSue? Gotta wonder.
I'll give him over handwritten statements. I'll give him all the fucking recordings, everything he could ever fucking want. If he take me, Ernie. I'll meet you out so no cops can follow, so nobody can do anything. Meet me, take me to Beach Street. I'll meet you in Holler. We'll do something. I'll leave a fucking note somewhere for you, paranoid ass. Take me to Beach Street and show me where these caves are, and I will tell you on recording into the world right now every last detail I hold in Summer's case. I'll even let a little bit online and tell everything she did. I'll give you a big hard fucking thing you ever imagined. Show me, Ernie.
It sounds like he's not wanting to play show and tell with you, JodiSue. He doesn't want to play show and tell with you. I think it's because people already told about the radiated poo-poo, and he's like, oh, hell no, I can't have that around me. Right? You can't have that around him, JodiSue. That's just gross.
Where are they?
JodiSue, he's not right at the camera. He's getting something, he said.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah, he's getting something.
You'd think this would be super important, though. You've got somebody here that nobody else has ever met, and you're not me, anybody, not even Chris McDonough. I'm willing. This is pretty important. He could literally have everything at his fingertips right now. He can take me right to his case.
Oh, come on, JodiSue. Why are you even mentioning Chris? Why are you even mentioning Chris McDonough? I'm going to tell you something. I remember you asking the lab, oh, do you think that you and Chris could possibly help me find somebody to help me remember June 15, 2021, help me remember for summer and get answers for summer, and then you ran the hell off. Right when they're going to try to help get someone that can help you remember, you decide to run away. Oh, hell no. Hell no. You know what your problem is? You like to play games with people. You know, the second that you were up there saying this to the lab, and it was on my panel, you were saying this to the lab, I knew that you were just mind fucking with people. I knew it. The very minute you said it, I knew it. I was like, oh my gosh, this bitch is mind fucking these people. You ain't going to be seeing nobody to do nothing. You just want to get attention. That's it. Just get attention. You don't care about Summer. You haven't ever cared about Summer. If you cared about Summer, she wouldn't be missing JodiSue. If you cared about her, she'd have got help long before she came up missing. She'd have got help. You did not care about little Summer. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. The only thing you care about is yourself. That's what you care about, is you. And getting attention however you can. However you can. Off of Summer's back. And do nothing for her. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Ernie has been arrested. Oh, yeah, he sure was. Hey, Abigail Rose, I appreciate that, girl. I appreciate it. Yeah, I know. He sure has. But he'll be okay. He'll be okay. He'll be out. No problem. You know, I'm telling you, the law really does nothing to folks anymore. They really don't do anything. It's like a slap on the wrist and you're back in society, because now they work to transform everybody back into society. It's just what they do. It's just what they do. Look at her. She's frozen. She's like frozen.
And I'll do it in a way where it can't be falling into the bullshit. He ain't got to be paranoid. He can leave somewhere, whatever.
And the funny thing is, you know, it's the video ain't frozen. It's just her. She freezes herself, right? She freezes herself. She does that. She like all of a sudden, like, you know, it's like, let's play statue. Boom. And she just there, right? She just there for a long time. Like, what the hell? Okay. You know, on freeze. It's stupid.
Show me where these caves are. Take me to them. I want to know. I want to know how the Fed equipment, ground penetrating missed it. I want to know how decades, no, hundreds of years worth of maps for everything from wells to cisterns to creeks.
Oh, gosh. Listen, JodiSue, one map in a picture frame inside your fucking house that you got and brought down there to show the guy next door isn't tons of history, tons of maps. I don't think you've ever found yourself inside of a freaking place where they actually have, you know, all the maps and everything. I don't think you probably ever freaking really did a good Google search of all the places in Beach Creek. You know, you're too lazy. You're too late. That really isn't your passion. You like to talk about it, but you don't know what the hell you're saying. It's something, what I'm trying to say, JodiSue, when people like you try to convince me, when you talk the way you do, trying too hard to convince me of something, I know that you're ignorant. I hate to say it, but I know that you're very ignorant on the topic and you're just trying to sound positive. And, that shit might work with some folks, but it don't work with people who actually are educated and know what the hell you're doing. What I'm trying to say, JodiSue, is people's been around the block. They can see a person like you from 50 miles away. That's all I'm trying to tell you. You're trying too hard. You're trying too hard. Your bag was swinging that freaking ass around that pole and getting into corruption as much as possible all your life. And you got with that Andy and you got into more corruption, and all you cared about was him bringing in enough to get your hair done, your nails done, your fucking eat outs and all the bullshit. And you cared about nothing more, nothing less. None of that property belonged to you. None belongs to you. You sit there and act like, oh, you got kids and it's going to be theirs. No, that property is going to belong to whoever Andy Bernard's parents want it to belong to. It may not ever belong to him. It's theirs to give and do with what they want. They may sell it. They may end up selling it, put the money in the bank and live off of it. You don't know what they're going to do. You don't know what they're going to do. It has nothing to do with you. Nothing whatsoever. Your ass got canned. If you had any stake in any of that property, your ass would still be on it. But it's not. What you better be worrying about is where you're setting your ass, because that's what belongs to you. That's what belongs to you right now. And you got it from Summer. Summer did you better than Andy ever did, didn't she? But you didn't help her when you had an opportunity. You want to protect Andy's ass that done nothing for you. Nothing but use you up and toss your ass away. But this little girl that's got your ass sitting where it is right now, you done nothing for her. You didn't help her any way, form, or how. And you still ain't helping her. You're helping yourself. Shut up. Shut up. You have no right going up on anyone's panel talking any kind of shit to anybody. And that's the truth. That's just the truth. Oh, looky here. Dame Defer, what's your problem? What do you want to say, Dame Defer?
Hi there. I just want to say, I don't know if anybody saw what happened to Bullhorn Betty, but I think that's going to be a wake-up call to YouTube.
A wake-up
Because-
call to me what? A
No.
wake-up call to me what? Because I'm trying to find answers for Summer Moon Utah Wells. Dame
Oh, no.
Defer, do you care if
no.
Summer's found? Do
Oh,
you
no.
care if this 5-year-old little girl's found? Answer me that.
I do.
Do you want her found? Do you love
I do.
Summer?
I
Do you
do.
want her found?
Actually,
Do you want people doing
Yes.
everything they can to get her found?
Yes, Prayer
Then
Garden.
get the fuck out of here and quit talking shit to me. You got a steel toe boot. Go back over to fucking Granny Nanny's. Take your ass back over there. Take your ass over there. We don't talk about them people anymore. And we ain't going to be talking to you. Don't carry your freaking roaches over here. We don't want them. This ain't the Roach Hotel. The farm is. Where you check in and you don't check out. We let you check out here with the steel-toe boot in the ass. See ya. We'll want to be ya. Go over there and pay your damn dues to be on that farm. Go over there and pay your dues. How much it cost you? $100 a night? Get your ass over there and pay it. Shut up. Nobody be wanting to hear you. You want to hear your shit? Don't come over here. Don't be trying to threaten PG. Don't come over here trying to threaten me. I don't take threats lightly. Right? What the hell she be talking about? I don't even know what the fuck she be talking about anyway. Right? My freaking mind be all somewhere else. She be like, rah, 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 rah. I'm like, oh, you know, I can't even keep up with that shit. I'm too busy thinking about important things. Right? So fuck. Oh, she still got that ass back here. Get the hell out of here. How many times gotta boot you in the ass before you actually leave? Man, I want to tell you, these people just don't get the memo, do they? They don't get the memo. Like something definitely wrong with them. That's why they over there. That's why they over there on that farm, man. Because they all freaking slow and shit, right? Man, you know. They be pissing their brain cells out or something. I don't know. I don't even know. Probably been smelling some of that radiated poo-poo. Who knows? Yeah. They all weird and stuff. She just sitting in the backstage, man. All freaking weird and shit. Right? It's like you look down, see the backstage, and like, ah, right? What the hell? The fuck that bitch doing there? Damn. Just scary shit. Just scary shit to see them. I'm like, damn. I have to give them a steel-toe boot before I start looking like freaking Lisa K, right? I'd be looking like Lisa K, my hair sticking up and shit. Crazy. Man. Yeah, I think she does. I think she got a crush on me or something. I think they all do. I think they all a little weird, right? They all obsessed with PG. I'm like, damn, go away. I don't want you, right? Too freaking weird for me. Exactly, brat. I hear that, girlfriend. I hear that. God have mercy. You know, you have to. It's like, geez, I'm gonna have to start carrying a cross in my hand, right? Man, I see them pop up in backstage. I'm gonna have to put the cross out there, right? Rebuke them. Get out of here. Go back to your leader, right? That big old oversized demon. Look like one of freaking Casper's uncles over there. floating around. Nobody wants you over here. Bunch of weirdos. Be freaking me the hell out. Yeah. Do you know Four-Horn Fanny? Do you know the Muffin Man? Right? He lives on Mulberry Lane. What the fuck? Right? That's oh my God. That's right, girl. You got that right, Christina. Exactly. We only get brownies over here. Man. They won't even let me enjoy my cold ones tonight. Right? I don't know. We gotta get back to JodiSue before I lose my buzz.
How waterways changed and all this by all the hundreds of years worth of generations that come into there, including Andy's people. I want to know how all those maps never captured these caves for 8 miles you can walk through that can get cell phone access. I want to know where we could have been in there spelunking. I want to know all these things. And if there's a possibility.
Listen, he already told you, JodiSue, that you can't get cell phone access. What part of that did you not access? What part of that did you not understand? What part did you not understand that you cannot get cell phone access in there? Or the accent. Right? PG, I tell you what, baby, I got some real goody good tonight. Right? PG's in such a happy mood. I'm in such a happy mood. Listen, JodiSue, you have already been. How self-explanatory does he have to make it to you? Huh? He done explained all that shit. And you still sitting there saying, I want to go see it. Girl, I don't know what you on, but and I don't want none of it. I don't want none of it. Hell no.
Some are somehow in these caves. I want to know where they're at. If Ernie's got the secret access code to them, because somehow
he got the secret access code to him. Come on, let's go to the Bat Cave. Right?
now we fed thousands of specialized searchers, search groups. You know that, and I'm not talking no stupid
Alfred, open the door.
search bullshit either. I'm talking about absolutely trained to the hilt searchers with the Fed. I mean, like,
I'm talking about absolute shake the head 20 times. Searchers. What the hell? Why you gotta shake your head like that, JodiSue? Why you gotta shake your head like that? Get it out, girl. Get it out.
you don't understand what we've seen, yeah. I'm telling you, if none of us could find none of us for hundreds of years and our families didn't know, they're not on maps, I want to know where they're at. And I'm willing to go with them.
None of your family could find it for hundreds of years. Maybe they wasn't looking. You know, JodiSue, they say seek and thou shalt find. I don't think you were seeking very much.
Ernie. if he will take me to these caves in Beach Creek right now, I'll give him and I'll tell him in front of the world everything I know.
Well,
In front of the world. Everything she knows. Damn, that's not much. That ain't even worth the walk, JodiSue. Right? That ain't worth the walk. And he was already tired.
I appreciate you going to do that there, Jody. I really appreciate that. So what I did is, you
Yeah.
see, I've always got a little ace up my sleeve. So I pulled the map cave system up in East Tennessee. There's over 10,000 caves that we know of, right? You believe that?
There's all kinds of caves in Tennessee, Aaron.
There's a bunch of them. So how many caves? So let's do this. How many caves in Hawkins?
I don't know.
So if you look at the cave system,
I'm looking at Beach Creek that are within a time frame that some are vanished that are feasible for her to be in, and apparently your 8-mile long cave system allegedly is. I'm not asking you this. I don't need your maps. I need you to.
If you look 69 up on the map there, you'll see it's Hawkins.
69 right inside of Hawkins County. and all her ancestors couldn't find one. Right. They couldn't find one.
County, you'll see Green drive under. Now, the settlement's right near Hawkins, right? I'm right about this, ain't I, JodiSue?
Ernie, come get me. Show me where these caves are. I'll give you everything.
You see these little pink dots? This shows cave systems right here. This is how you find them.
I don't care about any of those dots. I care about the caves you found inside of Beach Creek. Those are the ones I care about because they exist, and none of us have been able to find them with Fed level equipment or anything else. And all these searchers and hundreds of years worth of generations of people and maps. We need to know where they're at, Ernie. So you and I can go. And if you will take me to these caves you just came out of in Beach Creek, I guess as you were heard, you were on Dot and Candace's property tonight, being weird.
Oh, she just finally said exactly why she popped up. Exactly why she popped up. I heard you was on Dawn and Candace's property tonight, being weird. Right? Oh, who called you, JodiSue? Who called you? Yeah. Sometimes it don't take much to get information you really want.
But on the property, I was on the highway.
They're anyway, look, come take me.
You see her try to play it off. You are.
These caves, Ernie. Come take me.
Will you go with law enforcement or you just go with me?
I'll go with just you, Ernie. What? Am I supposed to be scared? I'm not scared.
No. This is funny.
It's funny because he's more scared of her, right? She's the one letting out radiated poo-poo. I think law enforcement deserves that more than Ernie does, right?
So you've been there how many years now?
Whole life, Ernie. I've known that road, the place. My family still lives in there. Monsters are the ones that all belong to. We have all the mapping for hundreds of years. I have friends.
She got all the mappings. All the mapping. She's mechanicking. She's mapping. She got that ink thing going on, right? I think Ernie's laughing. That's what I think.
Have done the high-tech Fed drone shit on. I have all the LiDAR for the region and the area in Beach Creek. I have the ground penetrating.
What do you think about Fred, JodiSue? Let me ask you a question while we're on that subject. So let me say about Fred.
Who makes up shit in story time too.
Well, so what Fred said about you is false, then, right?
He said all kinds of shit. I mean, the hashtag Fred said it just flies around.
You know, I never heard that hashtag before. You see, I have to do my own shit. I've got to do fresh stuff.
Important, and this is for summer. I don't give a flying fuck about Fred's fucking funky line, half murdering weirdo ass, okay? I'm worried about
Half
summer. I'm
murdering.
worried about
He called him a half murdered. He only Fred's only capable of half doing it. I guess Laura had to do the other half.
finding her. I need you
Half
to take.
murdering. Well, didn't Fred say that some would be found in a cave under the water?
He's done that with every dead person, horse, missing person anybody can think of. And I'll
Well,
tell you what, Fred could not
so
take
Jody
you
said,
to.
who killed Cotton? Who killed Cotton?
I'm not going to address that.
Who killed Cotton, JodiSue?
I'm not going to address that.
Why not, JodiSue? Who killed Cotton?
I don't know.
You don't know, or you're not going to address it? You know damn well who killed Cotton. You know damn well who killed Cotton. Boom. Boom, JodiSue. Boom. Oh, JodiSue.
Yeah. This is like watching. This is like watching a. This is like watching a comical Alfred Hitchcock movie. See, this, this is the stuff Hollywood needs. Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, listen. I don't think Fred's a liar because he did say to him and Andy hang around together. If they didn't, how did I get this? Answer that, JodiSue. How did PG get this picture if they did as best as friends? Tell me that. I'm JodiSue. How did I get this picture? Fred wasn't telling the truth about him and Andy being best friends. Look at them. They're singing "Happy Days Are Here Again." Me and good old Andy were best friends. Right? They're singing the song, you guys. They're singing the song. You know, you gotta wonder. You have to wonder why. You have to wonder why that JodiSue wanted to get in that cave. I mean, does she know about the box? Does she know about that box? Did you see she didn't want to talk about cotton? She did not want to talk about cotton, right? Absolutely not. She said Fred was only a half murderer. She said that he was only a half murderer. We know not to send him out to get the job done. Does that mean you only have to pay half the price? Oh shit. Oh God. I was too funny. I was. Hey, JodiSue, I know this is gonna make you jealous, but I hear that Fred. I hear Fred's the mega mind. I heard Fred's the mega mind behind it all. Right? Oh Lord. Hey Ernie, can you get out your handy dandy notebook? Ernie, Ernie gonna get out his handy dandy notebook. Write JodiSue a letter. Oh shit. Oh God. God. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Oh, PG, you gotta try to pull it together. Oh God. I'm gonna tell you. Ben Hill Road is a comedy show for sure, right? It's a comedy show. Yeah, you got all the characters of Batman in there. Penguin. You got the Penguin, the Jokers. Oh my God. Hey Ronnie, since you're supposed to be Batman, they want you to show them the cave. They want you to show them the Bat Cave. Pruitt must be Robin. Right? Yeah. Oh my God. uh, I don't know, you guys. I don't know about this group of people. I'm starting to wonder. I'm seriously, I'm seriously starting to wonder about them. Oh my God. Listen, you guys. Listen. PG's PG's going out of here. I'm going out of here for tonight. I I just can't. I can't do no more. I can't do no more. This was I don't know how this turned into a comedy show, but it did. It must have been for a reason. Right? Must have been for a reason. Maybe everybody needed a break. I don't know. No. But listen. PG got to go out of here. I'm laughing too hard. I'm laughing too much. And I can't even think. I can't even think without laughing. I don't even know why. That's some of the funniest shit I've ever some of the funniest shit I think I've ever heard in my life. Right? Definitely hilarious. gotta retreat, you guys. I gotta retreat. But keep those prayers, keep the prayers going up. Keep the prayers going up for these missing babies. Keep them going up for summer. Because I know, I know God hears us. I definitely know God hears us, you guys. I'm trying to be real. I'm trying to hold my shit together right now. I can't believe. Every time I think, you know how sometimes somebody just got to be in your head to understand it. That's one of these times. I can't stop laughing. I can't stop thinking. But anyhow, please pray for these babies. Pray for them in the name of Jesus. Keep those prayers going up. Keep them going up for one another. PG's got to say God bless. Much love. Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night.